Travis Chandler with Chandler Wellmann of the men's volleyball team. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Only one match last week, but it sure was exciting. A home win over Belmont Abbey here in 5 sets after dropping the first two, come back to win in 5. Can you talk about some of the emotions and just the ride throughout that match that you went through?
Well, one thing that we really focused on was just staying positive throughout the entire match. Obviously, going down the first 2 sets is a little tough, but we did our best to stay up. We had fun the entire time, and I think it definitely showed our emotions on the court, and we eventually came back and won the match.
Yeah, some of the keys that started that, you said drop the first 2 sets, but come back with, there were times where the defense played really well, and the offense would feed off of that, and the serving was well too during those final 3 sets. How fun is it, and how great is it to play when all 3 of those facets are playing together?
Well, obviously all 3 of those things are super important in our game, and it's always really rewarding when those things do come together, because when they are coming together, you know that you're playing well, and if you're playing well, you usually will come out on top.
Yeah, and for you personally in the back row, came up with 15 digs in the match. Can you talk about maybe what you were seeing off of their hitters and just reading off the block and how well that was working on Friday night?
Well, we had a scouting report that I studied pretty well, so I kind of knew going in what to expect, and then that night we were setting our blocks really well, and that makes it easy for me to read off of that block to make a play.
Yeah, it sure worked well, that's for sure, over the final 3 sets. That defense turned into some quick offense for Eddie Mushiki and then Matthew Latchak. How rewarding is it for you in the back row knowing that a ball you die for and get up ends up in a point and ultimately, led to the victory?
Right. Well, anytime that you make a dig or make a play, it's obviously a great feeling. But whenever that turns into a point that leads to a victory, that's always even a better feeling.
Yeah, and I guess the trick is now keep it going into this week. Another couple Conference Carolina's matches. The only difference is they're not on the road.
Right.
Go Tuesday at Limestone at 6 o'clock, and then Friday at Emmanuel. How do you keep it going, and what do you think the challenges will be going on the road for the first time?
Well, really going into it, nothing changes for us. It's still play our game. Stay positive the entire time, have fun, and if we do those things, I really think that everything will come together like it did against Belmont Abbey, and we'll eventually come out on top.
Yeah, that's this week on the road at Limestone College on Tuesday at 6 p.m. and then 7 p.m. on Friday night at Emmanuel in Franklin Springs, Georgia. Links for live stats video will be on kingtornado.com if you want to tune in if you don't want to make the trip, but there'll be coverage of that. So thanks for joining us and good luck this week.
Yeah.